Hello, I'm your host, Rashawn Ellis of Urban Beats Radio 2. Today we will be interviewing gospel hip hop artist Reggie Rocc from Spartansburg, South Carolina. Stay tuned, we will be right back. How are you today, Reggie?
I am doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity today to highlight your brand, your music, and everything that you're doing and everything. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a long time. Like, man, you know what? Like, to schedule something like a few months out, a month or so out, is
right.
Like coolest thing. It was like, wow, okay.
Exactly. Right. We wanted to get you last year, but that's when the pandemic and everything broke out. So everything had to stop. We had to refigure what we were going to do next and everything. So can you tell us a little bit about what made you want to become a gospel hip hop artist?
My life changed, you know. It wasn't just one of those things that you say, I'm going to be a gospel rapper, you know. You just don't. I didn't even intend on being a rapper, period.
Wow. Okay.
So I was doing secular music got signed at the age of 19, around 2000, 2001, 2002, something like that. And was doing secular music all the way up. I only been a gospel rapper for probably 5 years now.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're kind of like still fresh off into it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's cool. Go ahead.
So in the duration of that, you know, that time as being a secular artist, and, you know, I went into a place of, you know, where my lifestyle and just my personal life would conflict with trying to be an artist, but at the same time, you know, struggling with, you know, alcohol, struggling with depression, struggling with so many other things that got in the way. And then my daughter was born in 2003 and didn't know how to balance trying to be a father. And life kind of, you know, took a turn for the worse for me, as far as I just didn't know how to handle life.
Right. Gotcha.
And I hit the rock bottom in a real way. And so it's not just clothing or shirts. I actually hit that point, and then I stopped doing everything. And at rock bottom, at my worst in my life, is where, you know, I discovered God to be real. Right. And yeah, and from that point on, I got into some programs to where I would be around men who we called it the locker room. And so I would get around men who were helping mentor, and we would everything was foundation was biblical, you know, to what biblical principles as to being a man and who God created us to be. And who we are supposed to be. And so I wasn't gonna just jump back into music because I just didn't have that thing for it, you know. And so one of the men came up to me. He was like, man, that's your ministry that God is, and you're good with words. You're able to communicate. You've been somewhere. And, you know, and it reminds me of a scripture now that I know to be true. He said that Jesus told Peter, he was like, man, the devil has asked to sift you like wheat. And he said, but I pray for you that your faith fail you not, that when you have been converted, you come back and strengthen your brother.
Absolutely.
And so I went through all of those things. I had all those struggles. I had all of those setbacks to be where I am now, and to be able to communicate to people how real God is. And here
that's
I
a blessing. That's a blessing. You know, and that's the thing that's so great about God. It's like whatever you end up going through, when you do come back out, it's like you get a chance to deliver that in your message. So you get a chance to bring that forth in your music, in your work, in your clothing line, and everything that you're doing. So that's the blessing about everything that you go through. God always uses it. He uses you as that vessel. So that's amazing. How do you set yourself apart from other artists in the industry?
Just pretty much being myself. Being myself, talking about, the things I've experienced. And just being transparent and real. Like, everything I'm talking about is so realistic. It's not like so far-fetched to somebody nobody can't reach you or communicate to you, because like think about it. If I'm listening to Jay-Z, right, and I'm talking and I'm listening to all these things he's saying, it's hard for me to grasp like where he at, because I'm like, I'm nowhere, like I don't understand that language. You know what I'm saying? So he's talking about from an aspect of where he actually is. So people can communicate and relate to him. So what separates me is just me being me.
Even when I hang up and we're on the phone, I still love you. I still love you, babe. Even when I tell you to leave me alone, I still love you. I still love you, baby. I'm on the road like 5 to 7 days out the week, and then we finally get together, we argue, just sleep. You be long-winded, let's just keep it brief. I was treating us like a business, though time ain't cheap. You don't care if they cheering for Reggie Rocc, you're concerned if they still there when the clapping stops. Rock bottom wardrobe, the lights and the props. When it's time to get back to life, then so should I. You would cry and I just hang up. I was busy playing victim on my hang-ups. The popularity grew and you ain't change up. That's just a testament of what you made of. You was the breadwinner, I was barely half. It was hard for me to give what I didn't have. You ain't throw jabs to make me feel like less than a man, cause what I could provide I did the best that I can. You know that. The alcohol, the women in the outbursts. Wanted to, but you ain't leave me on the outskirts. Thank you for being an example of God's love. What I owe, I can't put it in words. I gotta show it, love. All I need in this life is sin. It's me and my girlfriend.
Bringing God to this mess we in. Just me and my boyfriend.
I'm talking wife, confidant, long life ambiance, ready for war when the trouble come. You got the retro J's and the red bottom heels right beside me like a boss, yeah, at Double M. I never promised the moon, the stars, and the mountains. We be doing something better, reaching souls by the thousands.
So you do have a new album coming out, Black Famous. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, so Black Famous, and I spelled it incorrectly.
Right.
On purpose. So it's Black, Fameus, because we're so famous for everything,
Yes, absolutely.
We're the most sought after. We are, I think we are just so, man, we're copied, we're innovators, we're trailblazers, but at the same time, we're hated.
Absolutely.
At the same time. Right?
Being used.
Right. Like, you love me and hate me at the same time. You like to look like us, but you hate to be around us at the same time.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy. And so I was like, how can I communicate a message that's not just, it's not just racially based, it's just that I'm just talking about, I just so happen to be Black,
This is it.
Hey.
This is who we are.
Right. So I want to just communicate to the people that, this is what I see. This is what I've experienced. this is what has been going on, and not just what everybody else do to us, but
exactly.
what we do to us.
Absolutely, that's very
Not just
important to
how
highlight
everybody
that.
else see us, but how we see us.
Absolutely.
You know, we can blame everything on everybody else, but what are we doing in our own households, or what are we doing in our own communities to uplift each other and make sure each other are, you know, seen as a human being, not because everybody else can do what they want to us, all they do, but
exactly.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
Exactly. It starts at home first. Like, if we want to be treated better, we have to treat our own people better first, and maybe other, you know, cultures will see that and give us that same respect. So that's definitely important. And also, you have other bodies of work, multiple bodies of work that you've done with your other albums. Which one was your favorite to create?
It had to be Change Agent, which is my baby, my very first very first album, which was a mixtape. Change Agent, because that was the name of the men's group, the men's locker room. It was called the Change Agents, you know what I'm saying? And so I took all those things they were talking about, those principles, and put that in the message and related to, you know, who I am and whatever God has brought me through. And I got to say Soliloquy, which is my first official album, but that I think what exceeds all of that is this album right here, Black Famous.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm here. Like, I've never felt this way about any body of work that I've ever done.
Right.
You know, I'm older, more experienced, and I know how to communicate better. I'm not just rapping. I know how to communicate to you.
Exactly.
To where if you 15 or 55, you understand everything I'm saying.
Exactly. That people can definitely connect with you with everything that you're saying. Okay. Also, you have a clothing line called Rock Bottom. Tell us a little bit about that. What made you want to create the clothing line?
So actually, me and my wife, it's been in my mind for 12 years. Me and my cousin, we used to always just say Rock Bottom. We didn't know what it was. We just said Rock Bottom. We wanted to have a record label, stuff like that. And you know, so once I, you know, gave my life to Christ, and my wife, we were sitting at Walmart parking lot. I think we bought a cooler or something. She was like, "Why? You never thought about doing like some t-shirts and just say Rock Bottom?"
Right.
And I'm like, nah, I guess no. She said, "You always talking about it, you know what I'm saying?" Like, and she said, "Now you've experienced it."
Yes.
Like minister that. And so we hit up Charles McClurkin, who is an amazing graphic designer here in the upstate. So we sent him, I sent him the idea, how I spelled it, and gave him the slogan, which is motivation starts here, nowhere to go but up. And
Absolutely.
then within a few hours, he sent back this, you know.
He did an amazing job.
Right, with the B pointing up. And so automatically I was like, oh, yes, that I will wear that. Right. Like, because you know us Black people, we love our clothes now.
Absolutely. Gotta look good. Definitely gotta look good.
And so from that point on, we just stayed consistent, stayed moving. Nothing was overnight. You know, in fact, we printed out like 50 shirts, sold one. You know, I thought it probably was a bad idea at the time. You know, and so, but the more places that God put us, we was able to communicate that Rock Bottom. And, you know, we was able to have some merch on hand. And I think the more people related to the message, the more they bought the clothes. And then it just morphed into something, you know, amazing. Amazing.
That is awesome. All right. So can you let your followers know where to follow you on social media? How can they connect with you on social media?
Okay. You can go to Twitter at Reggie Rocc 1. You can go to Facebook at Rocc Reggie. That's ROCC Reggie. Instagram Reggie Rocc. That's Reggie ROCC. I gotta say them 2 C's because they'll ROC or ROCK.
Okay.
So Reggie Rocc, Reggie ROCC on all social media platforms. And you can also go to our website, which is rockbottom.com, or shop rockbottom.com. ROCCBOTTOM, rockbottom.com.
Awesome. All right, Reggie, thank you so much for this opportunity today to get a chance to highlight your brand, your music, your clothing line, just to explore who you are as an artist and get this word out about everything that you've been working on and doing and trying to bring to fruition, and for God to put it out there for you. So thank you so much for this opportunity today.
No, thank you, because you got the platform and you invited me, and
Absolutely.
just thank you for the invite and the opportunity to share. Thank you.
Definitely welcome. Thank you so much.
O2 was brought to you by Whipple Tompkins Mobile Notary Service, where notary service is fast and reliable. Available 24/7. You better get it.
I only know one way to spend this time, to spend this time. Only one way to live this life, to live this, reaching my destination. One way to spend this time, to spend this time. Only one way to live this life, to live this, reaching my destination.
Yeah, I spent time on the women, fashion in the cars. Overlook my nutrition, you see the fat in my bars. Stepping out of faith, you know a brother be sharp. Let no amount of money ruin this thing of ours. Nowhere to go but up, turn down for what? So many offers on the table, turn down for what? Hit and miss, we be lit, loyalty, we don't switch. Ain't no half-hearted saint, reaping full benefits, yeah. He's faithful when we never are. They deny his deity cause they never are in position to get a blessing. And in this type of profession they inherit many demons to become a star.
I only know one way to spend this time, to spend this time. Only one way to live this life, to live this, reaching my destination. One way to spend this time, to spend this time. Only one way to live this life, to live this, reaching my destination.
Now, pastor told me consecration over the booth, and I agree, but this double life suppressing my truth. Cause the world be pulling on me while I minister too. But I'm infected by the people that I minister to. So in regard to my aspirations, to my thought patterns, safety ain't a concern, eliminating the barriers. I proclaim success on every path that I travel. Perpetual gratitude, perplexity in the shadows. We afraid of what we don't understand. Surrender yourself if you're stable enough to stand. It's humanly impossible for you to make demands to a God who created everything that you have.
I only know one way to spend this time, to spend this time. Only one way to live this life, to live this, reaching my destination. One way to spend this time, to spend this time. Only one way to live this life, to live this, reaching my destination.
Yeah, not in control of other people's decisions. The mandate that's on my life is photogenic, attractive. It's gonna take time for me to get it, but my determination in you might be eccentric. Miss me with that drama, feed me that shopahara. Christian supply store, I'll be returning tomorrow. Lights upon the Ferris wheel, passengers around us. The narrow way is crazy and this is the asylum. Yeah, holiness, is that a topic anymore? Eyes in the red zone, my God, I wanna score. I fought you, God, cause I was tired of waiting. Now I'm truly ready to serve forevermore.
I only know one way